Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope students you are doing good. Chapter number 15, sampling distribution is continued. Today, lecture number 4, and the topic which I'm going to discuss non-probability sampling and types of non-probability sampling. Now, students, kindly subscribe to my channel and give your feedback. Let's start the topic non-probability sampling and its types. In the contents of this lectures, at the first point, first of all, I will discuss brief introduction about the non-probability sampling and its types. Secondly, students, I will discuss the types of the non-probability sampling one by one. And first point is the judgment or purposive sampling. Second one is the quota sampling. Third one is the convenience sampling. And last one is the snowball sampling. And these are the types of the non-probability sampling in this content. So I will discuss one by one each of the non-probability sampling. Now students, first of all, I will explain non-probability sampling and its types. Non-probability sampling is a sampling technique in which not all members of population have a known or equal chance of being selected for a sample. A non-probability sampling is a process in which the personal judgment decides which units of the population are selected for a sample. Here, a non-probability sampling is a subjective approach and the units of the populations have no equal probability or chance selected for a sample. And the types of the non-probability sampling are, first one is the judgment or purposive sampling, second one quota sampling, convenience sampling, and the last one is the snowball sampling. And these are the four types of the non-probability sampling. Now students, I will discuss further one by one each of the non-probability sampling. The first type of the non-probability sampling is judgment or purposive sampling. Judgment or purposive sampling is a sampling technique in which the researchers deliberately selects units or respondents based on their knowledge, experience, or purpose of the study. The selection is not random, instead, it is guided by the belief that the chosen sample will provide the most relevant, reliable, and meaningful insights for the research study. For example, a researcher studying the impact of a teaching method may purposefully select experienced teachers who have used that method for more than 5 years. Now, students, here इम्पैक्ट ऑफ अ टीचिंग मेथड को स्टडी करने के लिए रिसर्चर जो है वो पर्पजिवली सेलेक्ट करेगा एक्सपीरियंस टीचर्स जो कि इस मेथड्स को ऑलरेडी जो है वो फॉर मोर देन 5 years से यूज़ कर रहे हैं. तो आप लोग यहाँ पे जजमेंट सैम्पलिंग को यूज़ कर रहे हैं पर्पजिवली जो है वो आप लोग अपने यूनिट्स को सेलेक्ट कर रहे हैं टू डिस्कस द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर टीचिंग मेथड्स. The second type of the non-probability sampling is quota sampling. Quota sampling is a non-probability sampling technique in which researchers divides the population into distinct subgroups called strata based on certain characteristics such as age, gender, income, education, etc. and then selects a fixed number of individuals from each subgroups to form the sample. For example, suppose a researcher is conducting a survey on consumer preferences and wants a sample of 100 people divided as 50 males and 50 females. Among them, 25 should be under 30 and 25 above 30 in each gender group. Once these quotas are set, the researcher selects individuals conveniently until each quota is filled. Now students, in quota sampling, first of all students, we have already set the criteria and then select the sampling units until the criteria is filled. Now students, I will discuss the third type of the non-probability sampling, that is convenience sampling. Convenience sampling is a non-probability sampling method where samples are selected based on their easy accessibility and proximity to the researcher. It is often used when quick and inexpensive data collection is required, but it may not represent the whole populations accurately. For example, a teacher wants to understand the general study habit of college students. Instead of randomly selecting students from the entire college, they distribute the survey to students present in their own classroom. This group is chosen out of convenience, not because it is necessarily representative of all students in the college. Now students, in convenience sampling, we do not select all units from the entire population. select a group of some sampling units which is easily available and get information from these sampling units. This is called convenience sampling. The fourth type of the non-probability sampling is snowball sampling. Snowball sampling is a method of selecting people for a study where one person helps the researcher find the next person and that person find another and so on, like a snowball getting bigger. For example, if a researcher talks to one person and they introduce a friend to join the study, who then brings another friend, this is snowball sampling. Another example is that suppose a researcher wants to study a hidden population like drug user. They begin with one non-user who then refer the researcher to another user and so on. This chain referral process continues until enough participants are collected. In this sampling, students will get information from the person to person and the sampling units are related to each other and we get enough information from the participants or units. In this is called the snowball sampling. Now students, in this lecture, non-probability sampling and the types of the non-probability sampling has been discussed. Also students, I have discussed the examples of the types of the non-probability sampling. इंशाल्लाह students, आपसे मुलाकात होगी next lecture में next topic के साथ. अपना ख्याल रखिएगा और आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना है, अपना फीडबैक ज़रूर दें. Okay students, अल्लाह हाफिज़, thank you.